Anime tropes can be polarizing. Some are really fun and welcome, while others can become a running gag in however used they are. One that I enjoy when done correctly is the animal sidekick. So who's ready to cover some of this seemingly never-ending anime trope?
Yeah, I guess it's a good one. We could do that.
That's the spirit. Now, wait, aren't you normally a caricature of an anime character that bombastically responds to things I say, or something like that?
I definitely have not had my caffeine this morning.
Huh, I guess we'll go with this then. Anyway, these sidekicks are usually tiny, cute, have some sort of bond with the characters on the main cast, have some sort of utility, and of course, are animals.
Not all the time, as you can clearly see right now.
Yes, the proper term would probably be something like critter, since everything included in this trope is still influenced by real-life animals. Bonus points if these animal or animal-like sidekicks have magical powers and existed in the 90s or early 2000s when I saw this trope everywhere.
I did watch a lot of Toonami, so I should know a lot about this.
There's a whole bunch more traits that could apply to this trope, but these are the ones that come to mind first when picking our favorites. So let's look at some tiny cute critters, such as this one here, and our top...
Oh, have you ever seen anything so adorable?
You gonna be okay?
I think so.
Did that accidentally make you revert back to your original programming?
I'm back!
Alright, enough of this intro. It's the top 10 animal, or animal-like, sidekicks in anime. Number 10. Pen Pen from Neon Genesis Evangelion. This penguin is only number 10 since he fills our criteria the least, but he's a penguin in a giant robot anime. It's inexplicable on why he was chosen to be in this specific anime, but I'm pleased he's here. He's Misato's animal buddy that lives in the refrigerator. She adopted him from a laboratory after he was part of some scientific experiments. As a result, he is smarter than your average penguin, which is likely why he has some of his human tendencies.
Oh, he's so cute drinking his little soda.
Judgment meter, that's not soda, that's beer.
Oh no, but he's underage. And a penguin.
So what does he do for the series itself?
Eating food and drinking beer.
Alright, so Pen Pen is ultimately here to provide comic relief to take breaks from all the seriousness, and create hilarious situations that would otherwise be mundane if not caused by a penguin that has fingers. Still, his name is pretty uncreative. They just took the first syllable of his animal name and repeated it. That's like if all of us humans were named Hugh Hugh. Apologies to anyone with that exact birth name. However, they gave him a creative collar saying Pen Squared, so I'll give them a pass on the naming issue. Number 9. Ein from Cowboy Bebop. Ein is sort of like a parallel to Pen Pen, being a hyper-intelligent animal that provides some lighthearted moments in a fun yet serious anime. Ein is a corgi who joined the crew in episode 2, after being the target of a serial pet thief due to being the data dog, highly coveted for his intelligence as a result of scientific experiments. So yeah, Pen Pen-esque backstory. Though Ein can actually help the crew in episodes using his intelligence. While he can only bark like an actual dog, he's able to help without speaking, such as in episode 23 when he hacked a website in under a minute, or when he answers the phone when no one else is around. Of course, the best display of Ein was probably in the comic relief episode Mushroom Samba, where Ein and his best friend slash comic relief partner Ed try to get their own bounty by capturing a drug dealer. Let's just say they do well in that episode. Ein, for example, played a role in identifying that the mushrooms were actually drugs by accidentally getting high off of them, which means he unintentionally saved Ed from hallucinating. And by high, I mean the mushrooms caused Ein to uncontrollably hop around and go yip, yip, yip.
I know you're not supposed to get dogs high, but that's adorable.
Number 8. Pooh from Yu Yu Hakusho. Now we've come to the first animal I cannot identify as a real animal, but he closely resembles a penguin. Or if you played the Yu Yu Hakusho card game, he was called a teddy bear with a beak. All in all, I say he's a penguin combined with some other bird. So hey, 2 penguins on a top 10 list. You don't see that often. He has these wing flap ears that allow him to awkwardly fly.
Oh my god, how do you not love it? It has hair, it's a penguin!
Yeah, and he copied Yusuke's hairstyle.
Well, it makes sense since he's a spirit animal.
Segue commenced. That's Pooh's big role. He was hatched from an egg given to Yusuke early in the series, and being his spirit beast, he has a destiny bond with Yusuke. So Pooh was not doing so well when Yusuke was on the brink of death.
That means the penguin needs a cough drop.
While Pooh does not directly do anything until his phoenix-like swan transformation, when he was tiny, his overall presence was needed to help Yusuke develop as a character and represent his softer side that he kept hidden. There was also that one time Pooh's body was possessed by Master Genkai after her alleged death, to motivate Yusuke with some tough love, plus that annoyed face. Though Pooh was not good at bringing Yusuke water when he was in massive pain from Genkai's final test. 3 out of 10 for that performance. As mentioned earlier, he has a spoilerific transformation, but I'll let you watch the series to learn what's the deal with that. Number 7. Pikachu from Pokemon. While Pikachu originated in a video game, we all know his popularity started with the anime. Well, that or Pokemon putting him on everything brand related known to man. Do I have to explain what Pikachu is? Don't we all know by now? It's a mouse, and it's electric. Boogie woogie woogie. While Pikachu is a common species of Pokemon, Pikachu is the iconic sidekick best friend of Ash Ketchum. I mean, his appearance is not too different from any old Pikachu, but whenever you see Pikachu in anime form, you automatically assume it's Ash's Pikachu, right? Unless otherwise specified. Plus, Pikachu has been by Ash's side in basically every episode of the anime, and certainly longer than any human friend of Ash. It still might have helped if Ash gave his Pikachu a nickname to discern him from the mass amounts of other Pikachu. Luckily though, since Pikachu was an icon, other Pikachu friends have distinguishable traits and nicknames, like Puka, that surfer dude's Pikachu who could sense the waves, which seems like a random power for an electric mouse.
Yeah, that was a surfing Pikachu.
Oh yeah, that was a thing for a while. Or how about Richie's Pikachu with the mildly different hairstyle?
Sparking!
And what about that giant Pikachu?
Is that on the scary island?
Yup.
Oh, Pikachu should never be that big.
Don't worry, they were robots the whole time. But all those Pikachus pale in comparison to the Pikachu. Otherwise, Jesse, James, and Meowth would not have dedicated their careers to capturing it. They're competent, right? The only thing that holds Ash's Pikachu back from a higher ranking is certain times he enters a new region, Pikachu's strength resets as if it's a level 5 starter Pokemon. How do you explain that happening? Is that small time off between regional championships like spring break to a college student? Does Pikachu really forget everything he learned in just a week? In reality, the true reason is that Pikachu's biggest weakness is the series' status quo. Number 6. Mokena from Magic Knight Rayearth. I guess the closest animal to Mokena is a bunny, but it has so much fur it looks like a white puffball just grew a face.
Yeah, like a big puffy marshmallow pillow with ears and feet, and it goes boop when you hug it.
Mokena leads the protagonists to certain locations where major conflicts are happening in Magic Knight Rayearth, thereby making Mokena the reason we have a plot. We've spoken about Rayearth a couple times before in other videos, so let's briefly recap the story of the anime Mokena appears in.
So there's this guy who sees ghosts, and it's really freaking him out. and he doesn't want to see ghosts anymore. So he goes to this witch and he asks her to make the visions go away. And she says, you have to work for me for a really long time and then I'll make the visions go away. And
Whoa, hold on. You're describing the plot of XXX Holic. I asked for the plot of Mokena's anime.
Oh boy. Mokena is in a whole bunch of different animes.
Oh, that's more anime than I bargained for. Mokena must have the power of interdimensional travel, am I right?
Yeah.
I think I'm done here. Wait, no, mild explanation. Mokena is essentially the mascot of Clamp, a group of manga artists who decide to put their bunny creature in any manga or anime they please. You can tie all of its appearances together with Holic, where Mokena claims to have 108 secret techniques. On this list of skills includes the dimension travel, along with other cool things like forehead lasers. However, the 108 could always be an embellishment, since a couple of other powers listed are flirting and tease. Since when could I consider teasing someone a skill? If I put that on my resume, I do not think my employer would care. Maybe if I'm applying to be a guy at a dunk tank, but that's a stretch. Number 5. Kilala from Inuyasha. Kilala is the real MVP of Inuyasha since she doubles as a cute tiny animal that diversifies the cast and acts as the transportation. She can fly and is able to carry the main cast on her back after she transforms.
In a big ball of fire.
She goes from being a tiny cat to a not-so-tiny cat, maybe the size of a horse. Kilala primarily carries Sango, being her owner and passed down in her family of demon hunters, though most characters ride on her back for those longer journeys. If it wasn't for Kilala, the characters would not get to most places as quickly or even at all. What would transport them otherwise? Kagome's bicycle basket? Shippo? No, Shippo's barely one pay grade above Animal's sidekick. Kilala's only downfall is, despite her size, she really doesn't fight directly. She makes it easier for her rider to move around and get in closer in certain fights, but...
Yes, she can. She has huge teeth and she bites people's heads off.
Oh, why didn't she do that more often? Good kitty. Number 4. Kero from Cardcaptor Sakura. The fact that he's in his borrowed or false form does not change the fact that he fulfills our cute and tiny requirements with ease. While real Kero resembles a lion or some sort of feline, Tiny Kero is basically a lion cub or teddy bear that will melt your heart.
The cutest teddy bear ever, who has these little tiny wings.
He mostly stays in his tiny form since it helps him blend into society. No one would suspect why this girl who already owns a plushie of herself has a standard teddy bear. Plus, he likes to live in Sakura's dresser drawer, and this form is small enough to let him reside there. Despite the fact that he's the guardian of these ancient cards that could lead to the destruction of society, everything he does is cute. He has the standard magical girl animal sidekick role of pointing the protagonist in the direction of the monster of the day, or in this case the magical cards, and he has knowledge on every card. Still, I feel Kero is most memorable for any time he ate sweet food. It's like he's trying to outdo how cute he is each time he gets a treat. My god, he looks happier than I could ever be. Number 3. With from DN Angel. Alright, this thing is too cute. It exceeds any sort of ranking on a numerical scale that we could give it on how adorable of an animal it can be. How did he get that cute? It's either those big eyes or With's endearing love of strawberries that kind of looks like blood when he eats them, setting up for hilarious misunderstandings that With is bleeding profusely from the mouth. Whatever the reason, you likely cannot resist giving him a hug.
Have you seen him? He's just a big ball of fluff and love and warmth.
Anyway, With actually has uses beyond causing my co-host to raise her vocal pitch. With's transformation allows him to turn into wings. Well, technically it's this giant monster demon-looking thing that fuses with the protagonist, only showing the wings after combining.
It makes Daisuke fly. Well, actually, hold on. It makes Dark fly.
To sum up the protagonists, 14-year-old Daisuke is a normal kid who discovers he hosts a 300-year-old phantom thief named Dark, who takes control of his body at certain times. With comes into play as Dark's trusty companion that forms the aforementioned wings. If Dark uses his own natural wings to fly, it puts Daisuke at risk of getting hurt. However, With also cares for Daisuke since he treats With as a pet with love. So similar to how Daisuke and Dark are like day and night, With seems to have the same difference in relationship with each character, being a pet to one and an accomplice to another. Number 2. Luna from Sailor Moon. Maybe I should not downplay her role by simply calling her a sidekick. She may have the fighting abilities of a standard house cat, but she's the advisor of the Sailor Guardians and the original animal companion in the magical girl genre. She basically created that trope of the pet that awakens a girl's powers and gives her whatever item or words they need to transform. Luna, with the iconic crescent moon on her forehead, started a legacy by telling Usagi Tsukino all she had to say was "Moon Prism Power, make up," after giving her the transformation brooch, and the same goes for the transformation pens of Sailor Mercury, Mars, and Jupiter. Plus, Luna gives some of the Sailor Guardians their useful weapons and tools. They would be limited in battle without her. Sailor Mercury would be nothing if she did not have her random moon-powered technology.
Sailor Mercury does love those computers.
And Usagi would have never made it out of her first fight without Luna telling her that her tiara is actually a weapon. The cat also informs Usagi of who and what the main villains are in the Dark Kingdom for the entire first season, since our lead Sailor Guardian would have never figured that out on her own. And that's not meant to be sarcastic.
Because Sailor Moon has no idea what she's doing.
Additionally, Luna restores all of the Sailor Guardians' powers and memories after they lose them in the original anime when the Dark Kingdom is vanquished, meaning we would not have anything beyond a first season of Sailor Moon without Luna, unless you just want a slice of life anime about a bunch of middle school girls who vaguely know each other. And if that sounds spoiler heavy, don't worry about it, it's just filler. Plus, you've had almost 25 years to finish Sailor Moon Season 1 and 2 anyway. Honorable mentions time, because we had too many omissions with only 10 spots. Chopper from One Piece, since doctors are incredibly necessary, but reindeer doctors are incredibly necessary and adorable. Happy from Fairy Tail, since when I said I was making this list at the beginning of the year, viewer Isaac Johnson suggested this cat. He was in our thoughts, but just missed the cut. Hamtaro from Hamtaro, since I like how confused Tom was when he introduced the show in its Toonami intro bumper. Plus, Hamtaro is not a sidekick, he's the main character, so I think he's ineligible. Artemis, Diana, and I guess Luna P from Sailor Moon, since that anime had lots of cats. Artemis is basically male Luna. And one more since we're taking too much time, Momu from Bimbo Gami Ga or Good Luck Girl, since he's a dog god whose main skill is being too cute to resist. For number 1, we wanted a character that contributed the most to their anime in a ridiculous yet still logical enough way in universe. In Tenchi universe, I just spoiled it. Number 1. Ryo-Oki from Tenchi Muyo and all of its follow-up series. However, I'm going to mostly focus on the original OVA series Tenchi Muyo, which has Ryo-Oki's name in the title, but that doesn't affect anything. I like Ryo-Oki's story and character the best in this series, which constantly changes in each iteration of the franchise. Ryo-Oki is an experiment created by the brilliant scientist Washu using the Masu, or mass, which is a powerful yet unassuming alien species. With this, Washu created both Ryoko, who became a space pirate and then one of the many unwanted lovers of our protagonist Tenchi, and Ryo-Oki, who eventually became an animal who is half cat and half rabbit, and occasionally half human, but then we have 3 halves and I have to redo my math. While the human transformation of Ryo-Oki shows her ability to, I guess, blend into society, her other transformation is not only useful, but probably the most drastic one we could think of.
A spaceship that flies and goes zoom.
Not only can Ryo-Oki turn into a spaceship, but she was one for space pirate Ryoko in her previous life. After crash landing on Earth, the ship got reincarnated as the Ryo-Oki we all know and love, who can still turn into the spaceship it used to be, now carrying the varied cast of characters as convenient transportation when pursuing the series' antagonist. Her spaceship form destroyed many planets in its past life, which means this animal is capable of mass destruction. Ryo-Oki probably has the best bond with the young princess Sasami, which makes sense since they are both the cute characters of the series. Though being made in the same experiment as Ryoko, Ryo-Oki and her sort of have a sisterly bond, especially when they had the bond of a pirate and her ship. Of course, Ryo-Oki will still be your friend if you just give her carrots, showing chemistry with the rest of the cast. All in all, when you're a spaceship reincarnated into an animal hybrid that can transform into a full-size spaceship, you deserve to win something. So consider this #1 spot a victory for Ryo-Oki. So what did you think of these choices? With the number of potential animal sidekicks in anime, we likely left off some of your favorites. So let us know who you may have put on your own list in the comments, whether they were on our list or not. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Here's a few outtake blooper things for those who enjoy post-video content, and we will see you in the next video. You feeling okay today, Judgment Meter?
I definitely have not had my caffeine this morning.
Someone's feeling down. Someone needs her lucky mug. One of Ryo-Oki's transformations is this human-animal hybrid thing.
She's a lady!
Fine, human-animal hybrid lady. Also, she does not gain speech functionality with this transformation.
No, it goes meow, meow. That's a pretty accurate sound.
Someone's so small, you make a lot of
I do make a lot of noise. Sorry!
Pen must have an incredibly vital role in the series, am I correct?
No, he's a penguin with a beard.
With has a transformation, but what exactly can he transform into?
Excuse me? He can become wings! Wings, I say, wings!
What even was that reaction?